Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me today for another video in my Twilight Zone ranking series where I rank every episode of the original Twilight Zone from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I'm going to be talking about number 80, Steel, written by Richard Matheson, directed by Don Weis. This is a season 5 episode, and as always there will be spoilers. So Steel is an interesting episode. I think it says some interesting things about the human spirit. Most of the episode isn't amazing, but I think it's all very solid with kind of an interesting ending for the Twilight Zone. So Lee Marvin is good in the role of Steel Kelly, and Joe Mantell gives good support as Pole, a mechanic that kind of helps him out, is his partner, however you want to look at it. So we start in the future, and there's no more boxing between humans. It seems like it's been outlawed, but robots fight instead. Kind of an interesting premise. And Steel Kelly is a former boxer that's now a manager of a robot named the B2, but it seems to be an outdated model from everything that we can gain, all the information from the mechanic Pole. And because of this, it seems that the group is hard up for money as they can't really find any fights. But then an opportunity comes up because another fighter gets damaged. So this robot, the B2, does not seem to be in very good shape when they arrive at the arena, and Pole can't seem to fix it. So Kelly comes up with the idea that he's going to disguise himself as the robot and fight instead so that they can get their share of the money for the fight. And I'm not sure how believable this is, but it's the Twilight Zone. You just have to kind of go with it. And Lee Marvin does a pretty good job here, so it works overall. So eventually Kelly does fight, and I have to say the boxing footage is pretty good considering when this was made on television. But he basically gets beat up pretty badly and loses pretty quickly and gets booed by the crowd. So Steel and Pole only get half of their money for the fight, but Steel tells Pole that that's enough to repair the robot and that they can carry on. So Steel is definitely a very straightforward episode, but I think it has a message that really works overall, and it's just a good, entertaining episode. It's not amazing, but the acting is solid, and I just like it. So for me, that's why Steel comes in at number 81. Another interesting thing about this episode, Steel, is that in 2011, this same Richard Matheson script was adapted into a movie with Hugh Jackman and Evangeline Lilly called Real Steel, but I have never seen that film before, so I don't really know if it's worth checking out or not. But it's just very interesting how some of these old Twilight Zone scripts continue to be influential even today. So if you've seen Real Steel, feel free to let me know if it's worth checking out or not. And as always, feel free to let me know what you thought of this Twilight Zone episode, Steel, if you liked it or not. Thank you very much for your continued support, and thanks for watching.